Hey y'all. So I wanted to tell y'all a story about the first time I smoked meth. So it was literally my 16th birthday. At the time I was in Iowa and it was junior year, but I dropped out for the first semester of junior year. So I was doing online school and working on my 16th birthday. Yeah, I remember I applied for a job at Godfather's Pizza. I ended up getting the job, but anyways, okay, my 16th birthday. So it was right after my ex from the Triple C's video and another video. If you've seen him before, we broke up sophomore year. And we broke up that summer, so this was a couple months after we broke up, and I was torn up, man. I was a wreck. I was just going to party after party, looking for people, guys on Facebook to hang out with, anything to get attention to make me feel better. Just looking to get high. And my mom, I had a really hard time at that school, because, well, no, I had a good time at that school, but it was time for me to leave the school because me and my ex had so much drama there. So my mom just let me do online school. So what happened? Yeah, it was a couple months after we broke up, and what happened? Yeah, I met this guy on Facebook. He was like 19. I had met him like a couple weeks after we broke up, and he was nice. Like I think I had been to his house, or I think we started dating. Like I've been to his house. We had 3 dates. I stayed the night at his house a couple times, and we were both stoners and stuff. And he was a roofer. He was 19. He lived with his uncle, and I didn't know that he was into other stuff. So what happened? I didn't know that he was, yeah. So, okay. It was like a month of us dating, and then it was, yeah, it was my 16th birthday. I went to go apply for the job, and then I went home, and I called up this guy that I didn't usually get weed from, because I only had like a couple of main people that I got weed from, but, and I had like $70, and I was like, I'm gonna spend all of it on weed. I'm just gonna get a big bag of weed, and I'm gonna try to go to this guy's house that I was dating. So this guy that I barely knew, the other one that I got weed from, I told him to bring it to my house, and he rode up and got out, and then he was like, he stepped to the end of my driveway. I came out there. It was dark outside by this time, and he was like, come get it, come fast, I gotta go. And I just handed him the money. He handed it to me really fast, and I hopped in the car and rode away. And as soon as I got back in the sunroom, I realized it was fake weed, and I hardly ever got ripped off at that time because I bought a lot of weed, like a lot, and I was pretty mad because it was part of it was for another friend, and she helped me go in half and half on the bag, and I had to tell her, I was like, fuck, man, it's fake. So I showed her because I didn't want her to think of it. Anyways, so I got on Facebook, and the guy that I had been dating, that I met on Facebook, he was like, so it was my birthday, he was like, I'm having a little party, why don't you come over? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to this party. Yeah. So I got on my bike, and I rode to his house. It was like a mile away, and I got there, and it was like a couple of his friends, and I don't know, I think his uncle wasn't there, and he was like, I got a couple bottles, I got some weed. I think we smoked a joint or something. I took a couple shots, and we were just sitting there, and then this girl, that the nanny that was cleaning for the uncle, she was his friend, and she was there, and she pulled out this weird looking pipe. Okay, it was like it had it's just like a clear tube with a light bulb on the end around, and I'd never seen one before. I'm like, that's weird. And he's like, yeah, I didn't tell you this, but I smoke meth. All my friends do. And at the time, I didn't have a problem with it. It didn't surprise me, but it was only the second time that I'd seen it before. It was odd because, yeah, is right after I broke up with my ex. Like, no, yeah, it had been offered to me at some other party like once before this, and then I started dating him, and then I came over, and then for my birthday party, it was like, yeah, this is the surprise though. Do you want to try it? And yeah, everybody passed it around, and it was like the second time I'd seen it, and it was nothing like what their program said or anything at school. Like, everybody seemed like really chill. They just seemed like upbeat in a good mood, like kind of how you feel, like, I don't know, just normal. There was like no change. Like, they were just talking. They were like awake and like ready to go. And but I was like, no, I don't know. But it looked fun. So yeah, the way that they were lighting it up and rolling the bowl and blowing out these huge clouds, and I was like, nah. This is the first time I ever said no to anything too. But okay, so then I got a little bit tipsy, and he was like, everybody's like in a really good mood, upbeat, and she starts cleaning, then Annie starts cleaning, and him and his friends are giggling, and they're like, all right, let's go for a walk, because I had to get back home soon. He's like, we can go to the park, and then I'll walk you home. So somewhere along the way, dude had brought the bowl, and he was like, come on, I promise, if you saw us, it'll be fine. I'm like, okay, fuck it, dude. He was like, all right, but I gotta light it for you. I gotta hold it for you. I gotta watch how I inhale it, everything. You can't inhale it like normal because you gotta vaporize it. You don't take like a big cloud or anything, and you light it from the bottom, and like you can't let it tip out of the hole at the top. So, he lit it for me, and he was like, inhale, pull really slow, like as slow as you possibly can. And as you see the clouds build up, hit harder. And take it all in. So I got one big good long puff, and I hit it perfect the first time. I blew out that cloud, and instantly my world was never the same, man. I knew I was like, oh my god. Like, immediately it was like I was possessed by somebody else that was happy to be me. Like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like I just immediately felt really comfortable in my own skin, like never before, confident. And I had this urge to just these racing thoughts. Like, I was feeling like I was hot shit immediately. Like, the first thing I thought was like, damn, this is a good ass birthday. Like, fuck yeah, I'm ready for this day. I was like, I don't want to go home, but I'm excited to go home. I'm excited to do anything, talk to my mom. I'm ready to talk about everything, but think about stuff, because before I was just like, and then I took that, and I was like, awake, want to get into anything. So yeah, and that was all I needed. I was like, I didn't want no more. I was like, all right, it's cool, I'm excited. And then I was like, and then I walked home, and as soon as I got inside, it was so weird. Okay, it was like 12 o'clock. My mom was like, happy birthday. And she's watching an intervention episode about meth as I come in, the first time I ever smoked meth. And she's like, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but don't do it. And I was like, it was weird because it was like somewhere deep down inside, I knew God had this planned out or something, but I didn't know at the time. And I was just like, and that was the cool thing about this drug, like, because, okay, when I was stoned or smoking weed all the time, it was always a test, like, let me get as stoned as I can and get fucked up as I can and just see what happens, see if I can hide it. And it was hard. And every day I was smoking weed, and people knew, like, it was all about, like, a lot of it was about just, like, can I pretend like I'm not stoned? And but this, I had no fear. I was like, oh, huh, no biggie. No, I've never seen it before. I was like, I've heard of it, but I wouldn't do it. Because my friend, the guy that I was dating at the time warned me. He was like, this is serious. Like, you cannot open your mouth with this one word at all. This has to be, and I knew it. As soon as I hit it, I was like, this is top secret shit. Like, this is some wild stuff. Like, nobody. Yeah, and he told me you'll go to prison for like 4 years if you get caught with any of it, and it's a big deal. People don't like it. You be careful about anybody finding out about it. And yeah, it was so weird. It was like I don't know. And I was like, no, she couldn't tell, Nika. I was just acting normal. I was like, yeah, I had a good birthday. I'm so happy. I really like the guy that I'm dating. And yeah. And I just like acted like it was nothing. But I was tripping. I was like, oh my God. So I'm going to go upstairs and look up every single thing about this drug that I can. And for 2 days straight, I just watched infomercials about meth and looked up those swimmer stories about drug experiences and just listened to music and looked up information about meth. Like, I couldn't sleep. 3 days straight, I was awake. And by the third day, okay, yeah, for 2 of those days, I was just in my room looking at information. And, yeah, the third day, finally, after 2 days, I was like, my mom gave me a chore to, like, mow the lawn. She's like, can you mow the lawn? And when I went out this was day 3, I went to go mow the lawn, and that was when I knew this was going to be a crazy, real crazy drug. Like, this was the first sign that anything bad could happen. So I started seeing shadows, like, just like little shadows of footprints on the ground as I'm mowing the lawn, and I started hearing strange voices I've never heard. There's Tara, and just weird, like, it was kind of creepy, like, and they were just like whispering, I can't remember what they were saying, but, so yeah, that was when I started to get sleepy, so, I mowed the lawn, and then I started to get creeped out. I was like, okay, because all the information that they were telling me about, and it was like so many different varieties of scary things that could happen, or how dangerous it was, but it didn't feel dangerous at all. And like, that was the trippy thing about it, about, like, I never got bored about finding out more information about it. But it wasn't like that for me, but it was, I don't know, it was like, what was it, this obsession, and like how it ended up turning out to be for my life. Like, I don't know, it changes. It's like a trip, like, it's a big long trip, like, it changes, but just the constant going and franticness never changes, the frazzleness of it. And it does, but it did end up happening to me. That's what it was, because at the time I was like brand new. I felt young, like I was fresh, man, at the time. And then after years. It takes years of using it for you to turn into an evil monster. But you go through so many crazy, creepy hints. Like, through all the magical happiness and everything, like, all the woes of it, the good parts, little things happen, and they get darker and darker as you do the meth. They get creepier and creepier, but you can't let go until you turn into one of those faces. And it's true, and I turned into one of those people, and I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna go through the whole story, video by video. But this was just the first day, and I knew, like, this, and I knew from that first high, I was like, that was it. That became my life up until I'm on week 6, y'all. But that became my whole life. But yeah, I mowed the lawn, and I was coming at the end of day 3, and I was just like, I was ready to fall out, and I was so sad. And I wasn't even questioning the voices. I was just like, yep, this is normal. This is it, we're gonna do this damn thing, And then I went to sleep. But yeah, I'll make the next one next time. Yeah.